What's up, boys and girls? This is the Gypsy Boxing Styles, at it again. So far, I've done 2 videos on predictions, I think. Right, Errol Spence and Triple G fight. That's pretty much what it was. Errol, I was right, but my first prediction was right. The second one, not so much. Uh, Triple G KO. Triple G right man still won on both cases, but you know, the thing is to get the decision and the KOs right. You know, what's the scenario gonna be like? Anyways, we're gonna do one for I had other predictions as well, but I got it right. But the ones that I just got on the video, not quite exactly what happened. Let's just say let's start off with this decision. This one's gonna be the prediction on Prograis versus Taylor. What I think about that fight. Taylor and Prograis, I've been saying for a long ass time that Taylor would beat Prograis for a long time. Almost maybe 2 years by now. But Prograis got some pop in him, bro. His body shots is gonna be a problem for Taylor. So this fight's probably gonna go pretty close. And yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of who wants it really more than the other guy. That's the guy that's probably gonna win this fight more, either Taylor or Prograis. It's still a pretty close fight to call, but I'm gonna go with Taylor. I'm gonna say he's gonna beat him with a few rounds, maybe 1 or 2. He's gonna edge it out. It's gonna be 12 rounds of good boxing, great fight. But I don't see a stoppage because I think both dudes are pretty strong and durable enough to last 12. Just like I said with Thurman and Pacquiao, they're both pretty strong and durable. Nobody's gonna stop nobody in that fight. And I said Pacquiao was gonna win that fight by outworking him. In the case of outworking and not, I can go ahead and tell you that in this fight, I don't think anybody's gonna outwork anyone else. It's gonna be a pretty even in a matchup, but Taylor is gonna have the edge with the reach and height advantage. They both got pretty good boxing skills. They both got pretty good footwork. They got pretty decent power on both sides. Taylor looks kind of drained, but Prograis looks pretty healthy. For that, I kind of edge it in that direction because he's healthier. Who knows? Maybe Prograis stops him because of those reasons, but I doubt it. Branchik fight told me a lot about Taylor. I would say that Taylor's abdominal region, let's just say that much, is not that protected. Not, well, I won't say protected, not that durable. And who knows how that will work out against Prograis. But I favor Taylor in this, but not by a lot, just a slight. There was a time I said Taylor would outbox the crap out of him, but Taylor has weaknesses that Prograis might exploit. So I say UD, maybe a split decision, but I don't know where the fight's going to be taking place. I haven't checked out, but I would have to say split or UD between the two. I would say UD. I'll probably go. I'll more likely lean on UD. Unanimous decision. Taylor wins the fight. As long as he keeps it, it's all about the game plan. Realistically, if Prograis executes a good game plan, he wins. If Taylor executes his game plan, which is keep him out of range, and even if the thing is though, even Taylor in close range is also good too. He's not like he sucks at close range in the pocket. He's pretty good as well. They're both pretty talented, pretty evenly matched. Taylor has the better resume between the two. It's gonna be a great fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor Prograis wins this fight as well. But it's a toss-up. But I'm gonna lean over Taylor for a UD. Who knows? Maybe he can stop him too, but tough to stop Prograis. Prograis is a tough son of a bitch. So, yeah. pretty much where it comes down to. And maybe I could throw in another prediction for another fight that's coming up next month. Maybe I could go ahead and say Kovalev versus Canelo, how that's going to turn out to be. Kovalev's Canelo situation is going to be like this. So how I see this fight turning out. I think Canelo's going to have a hard time walking into the pocket of Kovalev. I'm not saying he ain't going to do it at all. He's going to achieve it every now and then. I think this fight's going to go 12 rounds as well. This is another fight because Canelo's not easy to stop. Triple G couldn't stop him with heavy-ass punches that he has, and he hits harder than him. But there's a difference between Triple G and Kovalev. Kovalev has a higher output. He has a lot higher output in his punches. Yes, Kovalev is the older man. Kovalev is the older dude, but he's still not that far away from his prime. He's still pretty good. So if Canelo wins this fight, you got to give him that pound for pound number one status. As long as he doesn't rob him, you got to give him that pound for pound number one status. And in my eyes, it's going to be like 8-4 Kovalev. Where Kovalev beats him on a 8-4 to me is a wide margin, as you can see from my other videos I've been mentioning. 8-4, 9-3, something like that. Kovalev takes the W. But he probably gets robbed by Canelo, most likely, and Canelo takes the UD. Unanimous decision, or probably, who knows, maybe they make another fight and go split decision, I don't know, but, or maybe a draw. These things happen, so you can't really predict these things. It's kind of hard to predict these things, just like how Triple G's got old overnight. You can't predict that kind of stuff. You know, he might have just been as good as the second time he fought Canelo, but he was worse than that. So I'm gonna lean towards Kovalev actually winning, but being robbed by Canelo, because Canelo ain't gonna let that happen. He's the A side, he's the money man, and it's actually good for the sport if Canelo wins too. It's very, very good for the sport. People don't see it that way, but I think it's extremely good if Canelo wins this. It's very, very, very good if Canelo wins for the sport, because there's going to be more matchups to see, hey, this guy fight against. You know, like, it's going to be more weight divisions, more matchups, more possibilities, and who knows, maybe Triple G finds his nutsack and fights somebody at 168 finally. You know what I mean? Based off of this, but Triple G's washed, man. That's why he's gonna decide to fight another bum, and maybe Canelo fights him one more time, and that's it. He hangs his gloves. That's what he's looking for. And yeah, it's amazing. He's not even giving Devinchenko a rematch. People will pay to see that rematch. He lost that fight, and I'll keep saying that, no matter what fanboys think. He lost that fight. Let's be honest. I don't care even if I had picked Triple G by UD, I would still say the same shit. He lost that fight. You know what I mean? It wouldn't change a goddamn thing, in my opinion, about Triple G's work. And I did the 5th and 6th breakdown in my videos. But the thing is, though, I kind of had to edit it because people walked in, made noises and shit, so I have to redo the whole 2 rounds again. It was pretty obvious who was winning those rounds that I picked out, 5 and 6. Also along with the 3 and 4 and the 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna have to do it eventually. If I did it yesterday, people just walked in the wrong time, man. Made noises. I have to do that all over again. But this time I'm doing a paper count. Anyhow, yeah, Kovalev, the output is too much. It's going to be too much output. But there's moments in time Kovalev doesn't do shit, and that's what Canelo is going to fucking make him miss, make him pay. His output's going to like decrease a little bit. It's not like it's a constant output that Kovalev throws throughout the whole 12 rounds. He slows down every now and then, and especially when he's old, Canelo's not going to take that opportunity to hurt him. And Canelo is, realistically, between the two guys, you'd be surprised, but Canelo, with the juice that he takes, he is the stronger man. He's just a shorter dude. That's all it is. And the reach and everything, his punches are not stronger than anything, but he's definitely the stronger man. He can take more of the punishment. There's a reason why he has picked Kovalev over Triple G. It's not just because of the zone pushing it between the two. He could have still picked Triple G. The reason why he picked Kovalev, in my opinion, is because Kovalev has been dropped. Triple G has yet to be dropped. He would have been with Derevchenko if that ref didn't step in. That 10th round shit don't mean shit. That 2 seconds don't mean shit. There was a 15 to 20-second thing difference between Derevchenko stopping, hurting Triple G in the 5th round, and a 2-second difference for until the bell rang for a Triple G in the 10th round. So don't give me those excuses. But there was more to that fight than meets the eye. I have to admit, I don't think anybody wanted anybody to stop anybody in that fight, because you don't. Why would a ref stop somebody walking in? I was trying to stop somebody like Derevchenko, for instance, in the 5th round, and then do the same thing for Triple G in the 10th round. That does not make sense. It does not add up. There's more to that, but more to that story. And then at the same time, I have to admit, if you don't want to admit this shit, Triple G was the A side no matter what. That fight should have ended up in split decision. If he wasn't the A side, they would have made them some weird shit like draws and fucking split. Split decision would have been a little more respectable for a Triple. But the UD, he's the A side, man. Let's be real. Anyways, all that shit aside, that's a different fight. We're talking about Kovalev and Canelo. I think the output's gonna make a big difference with the jab. Kovalev has a really good jab. He still doesn't have a better jab than Triple G, but it's not that far apart from the jabbing contest. But Triple G is slowed down. Triple G is not the same anymore. So right now, if you say who has got a better jab, Kovalev or Triple G, I would say Kovalev at this point in time. Kovalev has the better jab at this point in time, and Kovalev is gonna give Canelo a tough fight where Canelo's gonna rob him, most likely. There's no stoppages. People are leaning towards a stoppage. Man, you can never ever count out this redhead. I tell you this much. 2 times I said he's gonna get stopped by Triple G. 2 times he proved me wrong. Even though he lost those 2 fights, and I was technically in a way still in the right zone because Triple G still won that fight, both fights, in many people's eyes. And if you do a punch count, you'll see it yourself. He's won that. Unlike the punch count that I did Derevchenko was up. But the punch count is not what counts. The effective punches and hurting, all that shit is what matters. The effectiveness of the punches. Yeah, what was I getting at? Canelo is a tough son of a bitch. Canelo is not going to go down. He knows why he picked Kovalev. There's a higher probability of him dropping Kovalev than it is for him dropping Triple G, because Triple G is yet to be dropped. But now, after seeing the fight with Derevchenko, he might reconsider. I'm not a Canelo fan. I don't like Canelo, but I do like what he's doing in the sport of boxing. I enjoy what he's doing. Say what you want to say about Canelo. He fought Danny Jacobs right after he fought Triple G twice. He fought a guy at 168, even though it was a bum. And then he moved up, and now he's fighting Kovalev. That, to me, is entertainment at its best. I wish Triple G was that guy who did that, but Triple G ain't that guy. And motherfuckers will complain and say, boy, jumping weight divisions don't mean shit. It actually does mean shit, even if you lose. It means something. It's pretty cool to watch. When you test yourself, like Roy Jones keeps saying, if there ain't nobody else to fight in that division, move up, fight the next guy on top. You know what I mean? That's why Roy is my number 1 pound for pound, number 1 best pound for pound, without a shadow of a doubt. Many will disagree. That's my pound for pound. I don't care if you want to agree or disagree. It doesn't matter to me. And yeah, I like to also say congrats to Usyk for his heavyweight debut. He did a good job, but it's too early to say that he's going to be knocking out Wilder. These fanboys are just all over the place with this shit. Wilder, Usyk, or I mean, not Wilder or Fury, or beat any one of those guys, Fury, or even the likes of. No, stylistically, he can beat Ruiz and AJ, but the other two, it's a little more difficult to tell because he got hit with right hands. I don't care what you want to say. Witherspoon's right hand is not the same thing as Wilder's, and Wilder talking about guards and shit, man. I mean, the guard, he shoots off the guard. Wilder can shoot off the guard as well, but he don't have to do that. He can cut he could cut three span of his length. He could cut three times that distance in a short period of time, split second. You won't even see that shit coming. I don't think Usyk has that reaction time to fucking match up with that at this point in time. But I could be wrong. I still respect Usyk. I think Usyk can probably pull it off too. It's not like 100%. But who knows? Maybe he can take that shot and he just whoops his ass for 12 rounds and stops him at late. I don't know. Only way I can tell is if he fights maybe someone decent, a Parker or something like that. That's how I will know that he can do these things. So it's too late, too early to call to say even Wilder beats him or Usyk. Either way, it doesn't matter which way you pick. It's too early to say these things. So that's a different story. But we're talking about two different fights. We're talking about Prograis versus Taylor and Kovalev versus Canelo. I favor Taylor in that fight for a UD, and I favor Canelo to get a robbery UD, but where Kovalev actually wins the fight. But I would not be surprised. Actually, I would be surprised. I'll take it back. If Kovalev knocks out Canelo, stops him. I actually would be surprised because that son of a bitch, his defense is good and his chin is really good. So it's like, it's tough. It's really hard to imagine him getting stopped. When Triple G got him with really good shots and he still couldn't fucking put him on his ass. You know what I mean? It's like, his defense and his counter ability to counter right after you throw a shot at him is top notch. I won't say second to none. No, no chance in hell. But top notch. Let's just say that much. And I think that covers it. That covers it. That's the story of the fight, if you know what I mean. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can add to this madness. Wilder. I think let's just stick to Kovalev and Canelo and Prograis and Taylor. I think that's that pretty much covers it. I think that's what I'm going with. But the thing with Kovalev and the Canelo fight, thing is though, I could see a possibility where Kovalev gets stopped with Canelo. Even though I'm going with that prediction, UD, Canelo, robbery by Canelo, I could also see a scenario where Canelo stops Kovalev because Kovalev is old. Because of those reasons. Because any time, any moment, age can strike. The age thing could happen. I don't know how old he is, 36, 37, just like how we saw with Triple G. Even though it was a close fight, Triple G did not win that fight. This is another scenario that maybe you'll see the age kick in real good. I mean, real bad. It's more like it. Over Kovalev. And I like Kovalev, man. I like Kovalev. To my fight right now, my favorite fighters are Bivol and Kovalev. And I hope if he does win, they don't rob him. But this is a dirty sport. This is boxing, and we know how it goes. We know how it goes. Just like how they did to Tyson Fury, even though that could have gone either way, knocked on, they still gave it a draw. Just like how they did Triple G over Canelo the first fight, and even the second fight as well. These things happen all the time. So I hope that's not the case. I hope he takes the W. But you know, nobody's Nostradamus, and nobody can tell these things. It's up in the air. You know what I mean? But I can lean a lot towards the decision. KO, Canelo's pop is yet to be seen in 175. We don't know how hard he hits. Juicing can play a huge factor in this fight, but we still don't know how hard he hits at 175. So who knows? Who knows what could happen? You know what I mean? I still think he has respectable power at 175, but to the point where he is the way he was hurting Triple G in the second fight. Does he have that kind of power in 175? Yet to be noticed. You know, I saw things in the Rocky Fielding fight that he was doing. He stopped the Rocky Fielding within 2 to 3 rounds, so he does have respectable power at 168. But does he have respectable power at 175? That's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. You know, I mean, there's no measuring stick that you can use to figure that out. There's none, zero. So, the only measuring stick that I have is the fact that Triple G once a while stopped Kovalev in a sparring. That's the only measuring stick I have, and that's still not good enough because sparring is sparring and fighting is fighting. You know, boxing in the ring is different when they're actually fighting, without any headgear, without any big gloves. Say that much. So yeah, that's my decision. I'm gonna stick with that. Canelo by UD. Robbery, most likely. Most likely. If not, then I hope so Kovalev wins. But we know that's probably not going to happen. Anyways, guys, this is the Gypsy. Yowza!